Hey, Walt here from StogieReview.com with another video cigar review. And this time around I'm doing, as you can see, the cigar's already lit, so it's a given that it's going to be one of these short videos. But this is going to be another one of those IPCPR sample reviews, down and dirty kind of a thing. My one and only sample, light it up, smoke it. Try to keep this around 5 minutes and just give you a first impressions take on a particular cigar from the trade show. And this cigar is one that was very excited to try, and that is the Carrillo Edicion Limitada 2010. And I've been saying, ever since the trade show, to anyone that would listen, that one of the best cigars to come out of IPCPR this year was the Carrillo core line. I love it. I only got a limited number of samples. I think I managed to scrounge like 5 or 6. I've got one left, and I really like that cigar. But I was only able to get one of the limited edition, and I was really eager to give it a try. I didn't know when I wanted to smoke it. Did I want to save it for like a special occasion, because I really expected a whole lot out of this cigar, and I didn't want to smoke it in a situation that would sort of downgrade it. But tonight I decided, I'm probably going to light it up and see what it's all about. So far, this thing burns very well. As you can see, it's got a nice compacted ash to it. It holds its shape nice. It'll hold on for. I wish it would stop focusing on my face and look at the stick that I'm trying to show you. But it'll hold this shape for another ½ inch or so before a gentle tap knocks it off the end of the cigar. As you can see, it's got that bit of a coning going on where it's got that nice rounded shape to it to show that it's burning properly. Just want to knock the ash off so that I don't accidentally lose it while I'm talking. The burn line it's a little wavy. I didn't see any problems with the cigar as far as flaws go. It's required a couple of small touch-ups here and there. A lot of it probably has to do with me trying to multitask and doing more talking than smoking. But it's not a high-maintenance cigar. It doesn't take much to keep it going, and it provides lots of dense smoke. Coats the palate really well. It's probably medium body, medium to full. It's got a bit of a dry texture to it. It really seems to dry out the palate and the tongue. Now the flavor department in this cigar is like, I'm not even quite sure how to describe it. It is astounding. It's got an array of flavors, and every single one of them are just like pegged as far as the intensity goes. It's just incredibly sharp, crisp, and intense. I mean, it's one of the flavors that I'm getting is sort of like I guess it's kind of got like a little bit of a nutmeg flavor, a spiciness to it. It's got a bit of a woody flavor. It's got a nice natural tobacco core, but every one of those flavors just in your face. There isn't any single flavor lingering in the background. Everything is just right up front, and it just kind of slaps you. It is probably the most flavor intense cigar that I've ever smoked. It's really impressive, and I have no idea how Ernesto Perez Carrillo pulled it off, but it really is impressive. Just the flavor intensity alone on this cigar is impressive. Now, just because it's impressive doesn't mean it's the cigar for me. It's actually too much. Personally, I think it is too intense, too sharp, too crisp. There's some similarities between this and the core line that came out. I love the core line, but the core line is more of a relaxed, more subdued cigar, where this one is just, you know, it's swinging. It's right from the start, and it's a little too intense. I can see this cigar pairing perfectly after, you know, like just say this cigar would pair perfectly with like your 6th glass of rum. It would just cut through that little bit of a drunken haze, and you would taste every aspect of the cigar. In this case, I'm pairing it up with coffee. It's starting to get later in the evening. I've had dinner, so my palate is sort of on the downswing for the night. And still, it is just like firing on all cylinders. It's I know I'm babbling on and on, but it's really amazing the flavor level that's coming out of the cigar. But I think it's too much for me. I think I prefer that more subdued core line. So very impressive, tremendously interesting cigar. But you know, I don't think this is something that I would pick up on a regular basis, just because it's a bit too much. Again, and it's not a matter of being too full-bodied or anything like that. It's just the flavor intensity is like really up there. I think that if you had you know, the proverbial weak chin as far as you know, cigar tolerance goes, I think this cigar would really knock you on your ass. It's interesting. It's amazingly full-flavored, and it's a good solid stick. It's performing very, very well. But again, I don't know that I'd buy very many of them just because of how intense it is. But you know, there's a time and a place for all cigars, and I'm sure I could work more of these in at some point, somewhere down the line, as long as they weren't too expensive. But my choice would be the core line over the limited edition. But that's just me. And again, I'm way over on time. So until next time, happy smoking. Just had to give it a little soul.